talking and communicating and trying to work it out. So the conciliator will basically be that go-between. Like Pete says, well, I want you to do this because of this, and the conciliator is going to go to Doug and say, hey Doug, why don't we try to work this out and try to communicate for them in between each other. All right. Mediators are just one step above conciliators. Essentially, they're going to provide that information, back and forth communication, just like the conciliator, but then they're going to say, hey, we think and have seen this to be successful, that if you do this and you do this, maybe we can meet in the middle. So they're going to offer suggestions to both parties to try to reach a resolution without having to go to court and use this mediation process. Some courts require mediation. Divorce law is a bit different than lots of other kinds of law, but almost all divorce law requires some form of mediation between the parties before you can decide that the person that is your spouse is no longer going to be your spouse. Like, hey, you guys got married, why don't we all sit down and kind of mediate this out and see if we can come to some kind of agreement without, having to go to court. All right, so mini trials and summary jury trials on slide 26. Mini trials are attempts to present evidence to third parties in a relaxed environment. Basically, they're not legally binding in any way. It's kind of like I'm going to sue you, but I don't know what's going to happen in court, so I'm going to take it to a mini trial. And the mini trial is going to give me a good indication of, if things go the same way, this is what the court's going to find, and then I can decide if it's worth it to go to court or not. Because if I am not sure if I'm going to win, and then I lose my kind of mock mini trial, then there's really no reason to continue on. So the opinion basically that's given is not binding, and either party can basically say that this is a worthless result, and we're still going to go to court. But it is an option to resume, or to kind of take the opinion of the judge or the lawyer that did the mini trial and say, okay, well, we presented all our evidence and this is what this guy found. So it's probably going to be pretty similar to what would be found in real court. So we're just going to leave it at that. All right. So that takes us through the end of our scenario. I am doing some research around all of the things that you guys have stated that you wanted to learn about. There is quite a bit of information around business law of aviation companies, as far as partnerships and leasing agreements and protecting yourself as a business, which we will cover since you're interested in it. We'll also get directly into what happens to pilots that maybe have made a mistake or had an engine failure or some kind of situation that happened in the air that put them in a spot that legally they could be in jeopardy. We're going to get into that. Obviously, as pilots, you guys are very interested in learning about that. We're going to still look at the treaties, and we're also going to look at operator law, like as far as 135 and 121 and how those things are structured and why. So hopefully this kind of gives you just a little bit of background information about cases and kind of how this process is going to go each time that it occurs, so that when we get into case law and looking at all of that information, you have a basic understanding of the terms around the defendant and that sort of thing, and it helps you. We'll be moving forward on Tuesday. I have this camera thing figured out, so hopefully there's not any more delays. I will be posting an assignment today as well, so look for that, and we will just go ahead and submit it. I'll make a new Dropbox, and I hope you guys are having a good week.